She is so funny. I saw her last night. This is the second time I've seen her, the second time I've worked with her. She is so funny. You're going to love her so much. I mean, can you imagine anybody better to come up here and talk? She comes all the way from Detroit. I want you guys to give a big Underground Laugh Lounge welcome to Ree Ledbetter!
Hello, how is everyone doing tonight? So I just want to make sure we're clear about some stuff. Everyone here is here for comedy, is that correct? Yeah. Because last night it got crazy in here and I was a little confused. So you have this set up here, right? And then you have the little person stripper pole right here. And so I just want to make sure that you guys are expecting me to tell jokes and not take off my clothes. Although I can do both at the same time. I want to say happy Pride to everyone who celebrates it, who doesn't celebrate it, who pretends that they don't celebrate it. I think I'm a diversity pick for the month, but I'm not entirely sure. What is everyone drinking? You're not drinking, right? Okay, she's pregnant, just so everyone knows. And you did that to her, didn't you? He was so proud, he's like, but I'm drinking. What do you got? Nothing? You guys aren't drinking? Oh, what did you order? What's your name? Chelsea? I like that name, Chelsea. You're not drinking alcohol? Oh, ULL juice. You guys ever do dry January with your friends? No? You do? No, you can't do that? I got friends that always want to do dry January. And I do it with them. But it doesn't really bother me. Here's my little hack. Just hide your drinking from everyone instead of just your family. That's what I do. All right, so like Brad said, my name is Ree Ledbetter. And just so you know, Ree is just my nickname. Because my mother named me Shuri, but my father calls me Sherry, and people in hardware stores call me Sir. People in women's bathrooms call the cops. Now, my parents may not have agreed on how to pronounce my name, but the one thing they always agreed on is that they were proud of me for being a straight A student. Which is the only time my parents ever referred to me as straight. To this day. And I'm married, Chelsea, to a man. But people see what they want to see. And maybe like in your head, you're like, okay, all right, so she's not a lesbian. But maybe she's just a tomboy. I ain't one of them either, Chelsea. I don't know how many touchdowns there were in hockey ball. Don't know how to pee standing up. Can't roll my own tampons. My friends growing up weren't boys. They were imaginary. Like my boyfriends in high school. But looking like this, it's cool. You know, like I can go to all the bars and guys will talk to me all night in case they need a wingman. Then at the end of the night, there's like this one drunk guy who's saying things like, I bet I can make you straight. Now he's good looking. I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna work. But we can try it. 30 seconds later. He's like, you straight yet? I'm like, maybe, let's try it again. And my husband, he's no help with any of this. Like tonight I'm getting ready in the bathroom, putting on my aftershave. My husband says to me, you're such a girly girl. Who in the hell was he looking at? somebody. The other day, this woman told me I look like a Cupid doll, which has got to be the most neutral thing that anyone has ever said to me. Because it's not an insult. It ain't a compliment either. Now, if you don't know what a Cupid doll is, Chelsea, because I feel like you're really young, it is a little naked plastic cherub doll, but you don't know if it's a boy or a girl because it's got one of those Barbie bumps in the front. And if you do know what a Cupid doll is, do I look like a Cupid doll? No. How about now? If you still ain't seen it, we can try it naked. Speaking of dolls, my husband and I, we don't have any kids. Part of it is my drunk uncle lived with us growing up, and it was just like always having a toddler around. He always had to have a bottle, a Ripple, stumbling around the house, putting things in his mouth that he shouldn't, mostly crack. But we suspect other body parts as well. And even though I don't have kids, I do have dogs. But I'm not like one of those people that say having a dog is the same as having a kid. Everybody knows dogs are better. But raising kids is harder. Because if something happens to your dog, nobody needs to know. Something happens to your kid, you're probably going to have to explain that. I did raise my nephew till he was 5 years old. Unfortunately, my chihuahua developed a kid allergy, so we took the kid to the Humane Society. And babysitting kids did not help me want to have them either, because them kids would get me fired. I would let them eat what they want, watch whatever they wanted on TV, and play whatever games they wanted. And while they are very, very good at quarter bounce, they suck at Cards Against Humanities. Have you ever had to explain doggy style to a child? You don't. You say it's just a little dog with a sweater vest, top hat, doing jazz hands. Recently, though, my husband and I, we did have a scare. Took one of those at-home tests, saw the 2 pink lines. I looked at my husband and said, well, better COVID than pregnant. That was for you. And my husband was my 3rd fiance. Unfortunately, my other 2 relationships ended because of cheating. But because my husband's so wonderful, I believe that God has forgiven me. You didn't think I was a cheater, did you? Don't worry, I'm pretty sure they didn't see it coming either. But I'm not the asshole up here, guys. Listen, those guys deserved it. My first fiance told me my hair was too short, and it made me too manly. So I stopped helping out around the house. Started banging his secretary. From there out, he was mowing his own lawn, doing his own oil changes. My 2nd fiance caught him kissing another woman. And I ain't fighting, Chelsea, to keep somebody in my life who doesn't want to be there. His stepmama can have him. I don't care that it was just on the cheek. I don't care that it was on Mother's Day. I have seen stepmom porn. I know what happens when those appliances start to break. Besides that, his loss. His dad already said I was better in bed than she was. And I don't think it's right to say once a cheater, always a cheater. Because now that I'm married, I'm an adulterer. Excuse me, I'm just getting over the cold. And that's not like the only way I've been a bad wife. Like when we first got married, and if you would have asked my husband if I was a good cook, he'd say, no, she's terrible. Now, if you ask him, he's like, yeah, she's a great cook. Which goes to show you, with a little time and perseverance, people get used to shitty cooking. It was so bad that my mother-in-law bought me a gourmet cookbook. And I don't know why she did that, because I ain't bougie. I don't know the difference between an oyster Rockefeller and a Rocky Mountain oyster. Is it just parsley? It is, right? That's what I thought. My secret ingredient for my wine sauce is Boone's Farm. And even when I was dating guys, like, I never had a type. I used to date this one guy. He wore parachute pants and Hawaiian print shirts. He had a glorious mullet. I looked him up on Facebook the other day. And what's that saying? Business up front, party in the back. It's unemployment up front. Hillbilly barbecue in the back. Old Glory just hanging on by a thread. And then I went through a phase where I took the virginity of a bunch of Indian guys. Like, not that I was offering a service or anything. I was just like a slutty math major. Then I met my husband. And my husband is out of my league. And it is hard being the Danny DeVito to the Arnold Schwarzenegger. It is hard being the Pete Davidson to the Ariana Grande. It is hard being the Pete Davidson to the Kate Beckinsale. Or Pete Davidson to the Kim Kardashian. And guys, I don't have anything against Pete Davidson. All I'm trying to say is that my husband is way better looking than me. And one of us is rumored to have a large penis. Here, this for you, Chelsea. All right. So, anyways, and people love to remind me how good looking he is. Because I am a short, fat, white, Jewish vegetarian with an overbearing mother. My husband is a 6'7" athlete. Loves his basketball. Loves his mom, Jesus, weed, barbecue. Typical Southern white boy. Now where you thought I was going with that, did you? Fat white girls do marry white guys. Sometimes. But the ones that don't, I've seen the Pornhubs. I do not blame you. And my husband and I, we go out to restaurants together, and he'll say, "Table for two, please." At which point the hostess will look at him and be like, "Remember, he's tall. I'll be right with you." Turns to me, "DoorDash pickup's right over there at the counter, sir." I didn't even work for DoorDash. Uber Eats, carry-out, same counter. I go to my husband's work events. His colleagues are like, "Oh my God, you're so much fun." That's so cool your brother brings you to these things. Now when that happens, I don't get mad. I don't, Chelsea. I walk right up to my husband, give him a great big kiss on the mouth, and start talking about what it was like for us being kids raised in the South. Then I'm like, yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. So I go back and I'm like, hey, just so everybody knows, we did have different dads. My husband and I go on vacation, like to do a little role play like we're strangers. My husband says something flirty to me from down the bar, offers to buy me a drink. As I make my way around over to him, the bartender leans into my husband and says, "Sir, I think you've had enough to drink." few drinks later and a little bit of making out. My husband excuses himself to the bathroom. Bartender comes over to me now. Thinks he's doing him a favor. Says to me, "You know he's married, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I do. That's my brother." But I don't care about any of that because this year my husband and I celebrated our 15th wedding anniversary. Thank you. So for those of you who don't know, it is the crystal anniversary. Like any good wife, I got him a hooker. You want to guess her name? Crystal? No, it's Rita. But for an extra 50, she's into role playing too. People also ask me, doesn't it get boring being married for so many years? I'm like, how could it be? Just the other day, my husband came up with a new nickname for me. It is SpongeBob Square Ass. Now, I don't know what possessed him to say it to my face. Just like I don't know what happened to his new PlayStation controller, or his TV remote, or his gas station porn collection. But I think we're just about even. People also ask me, how did you meet? And I tell them, we met the old-fashioned way. AOL chat rooms. Tinder in the 90s, man. It took me 30 minutes to download that dick pic. Somehow it made it seem longer. My screen name on AOL was Loves the Scissor. We got any other scrapbookers in the house? You a scrapbooker? No. You a lesbian? Like I don't want to be like leaving people out. We met in the S&M room, single and mature. And I am glad I met my husband when I did, because they were not all mature. No Get Boy 69. I don't want to pee on you. While you oink into my belly button. Back in the day, you know, we didn't have like smartphones. So if I wanted to share my dick pics, I had to print them. I'd be in my room. Ooh. Oh my. All that for the arm. And an itty bitty penis. And then after I get all the pictures together, I'd want to make them a little less penisy, you know. Sometimes I draw like a top hat, put some flowers, get a scratch and sniff sticker over one of the balls, like a pizza one that says hot stuff, or a pickle one that says you're a big deal. And I want to be clear about something else. Like I was not like a bait and switch wife. Like I didn't start off skinny and then just let myself go. I had the courtesy to let myself go years before I met my husband. And now my husband's not a chubby chaser. This fat girl does not run. As a matter of fact, if you see me running, y'all need to be running, because Chelsea, that means we are in danger. But my husband is with me because I've got personality and roofies. And whips and chains and clamps and cuffs and one of those Chinese finger devices. And a very soundproof basement. Now, fortunately for me, my husband turned out to be a nice guy. I mean, after the roofies wore off. And I just want to say for the record now, nice guys, they don't finish last. No, they finish first. Just like all you other guys. You too. I see you in the corner hiding, looking away in shame. But ladies, you can make nice guys sleep in the wet spot. You just go ding, 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 roll on in the winter circle. Trust me, it just looks better when I'm in lingerie. And then eventually, we got engaged, and that was exciting. Couldn't wait to go tell my grandma Stella in the home, who immediately said to me, "Who's the lucky lady?" While I was there, I also met Miss Millie. Now, Miss Millie, she has dementia, and she says to me, "When I met my Frankie and he got off that stagecoach, I knew he was the one." And I was like, "You know what, Miss Millie, I get that. The day I met my fiance, I moved in with him because I knew he was the one." No, but Miss Millie did not hear the love story that I was trying to tell her. All she heard was I was easy and I put out on the first date. And she wasn't wrong. But I don't believe for a minute that Miss Millie had dementia. Because she did not forget to tell everybody, and I mean everybody, Stella's granddaughter's a whore. And then eventually we got married. And I love being married because being single is hard. I have a friend, she's been single a very long time. Recently we went to this bar called the Rusty Nail. We're hanging out with these guys. We're playing pool, playing darts, doing shots. Her and one of them fellas, they took off to the parking lot. She comes back a little bit later and I'm like, "So, what happened?" And she says, "I let him put his rusty nail in my dusty snail." I'm like, "2 more shots and we're going home." She's like, "Yay, shots! What kind of shots are we getting?" I'm thinking tetanus and penicillin. I have another friend. She started dating her stalker. You got to stay with me on this one, guys. It's gonna be a rough road for some of y'all. And we asked her about it. She had some good reasons. They have interesting hobbies. Taxidermy, lampshade making. But wait, if they screw up their projects, they don't get mad. No skin off their backs. You cannot turn on me, guys. I told you 5 minutes ago I had my husband roofied in a basement, and you were fine with it. Oh, no, you are not doing this to me, my friends. I already know what kind of people you are. He would leave bottles of perfume in the back seat of her car. Chloroform Noir. There you go. The scent, it was like, kind of like sweet, but earthy. You know what, you guys are just gonna have to trust me on this one. It would knock you out. There we go. He would leave notes on her car that he carved with his keys. Nobody else can have you. Call me, you bitch. I love it. That's nice. Come on. But I do wish I would have had more female friends in my life. I don't know. I don't relate to them necessarily. Like my idea of a spa day is like a cut and shave while we're at a barber. They like to do like the press on nails and like the eyelash stickers. I don't know how to do any of that. And then they have this obsession with dresses with pockets. Chelsea, are you a girl that has an obsession with dresses with pockets? You are. You know what else has got pockets, Chelsea? Pants. Pants has got pockets. You know what else, Chelsea? Wait, hear me out. If you wear cargo pants, they got hip pockets, they got butt pockets, they got thigh pockets. Hold up though, those aren't cute enough. They got cargo pants, and they got a whole bunch of pockets, and they got these little loops, and like you could dangle like a keychain, like it's jewelry or something. You got options. There is one type of woman who always wants to be my friend. She wears a size 0 and likes to say things like, "Oh my God, I'm so fat." And if you're one of those people and you ask me if those jeans make your butt look big, I'm saying yeah. But I'm also gonna say, you know what though? If I was you, I'd be a little more worried about that midsection, you little muffin top. So, if there's any confusion, let me help you out. And stay with me. These are not as, listen to what I'm saying, because this can split an audience too. All right. If you prefer to take a bath over a shower, then you are not fat. And it is not that I don't fit into a bathtub. We are just notoriously slippery people. If all you do is post full-length selfies of yourself online all day, then you're not fat. Because us women, we will always put our best assets out there. For some women, it's going to be full length. For some women, the waist up, right? And for others, someone else's face. If you refer to your underwear as panties, then you are not fat. And in my house, we have a color rule. Like my husband can only wear blue underwears, I can only wear red. So we know whose boxers are whose. If you can wear Asian sizes off of Amazon, then you are not fat. You are probably also a child. And it's so weird to me that the size medium in the US is a 2X in Asian sizes. I thought they were the ones that were good in math. If you have colors in your closet other than black, then you're not fat. And it is crazy to think that the color black can make a body look small, but a penis look large. And last but not least, if you can do more than 2 sexual positions on purpose, remember, we are notoriously slippery people, then you're not fat. All right, I'm done skinny shaming. And I was always fat. I was a fat baby, fat kid, fat adult. And like when I was single, like I went through phases. Like I went through, like many single women, a lesbian phase. Except I didn't do anything with anyone. Just everyone assumed. I still think I might be in that phase. Underground Laugh Lounge learned that recently. You should probably ask before you hire the token lesbian. And I was out there, guys. Like I was going to nightclubs. I was going to dive bars. Much like my husband, not too picky. And the only people asking me out for the longest time were women. So one day my sister's over helping me practice for softball. Or was it soccer? Who knows? And I asked her, why does everyone think I'm a lesbian? She's like, I don't know. Your hat, your hair, your shirt, your pants, your shoes, you hang out at Home Depot, you drive a Ford F-150, you follow women's basketball. You cried when they canceled Ellen, you have every Melissa Etheridge album, your favorite comic is Wanda Sykes, you can't lay off rainbows, you still use bar soap, and you have a girlfriend. I'm like, oh my God, me and Chelsea are just friends. But I don't care if I look like a lesbian, obviously. If my hair is a mess, I'm throwing on a ball cap. If I am cold, I am wearing a flannel, with or without the wife beater. If I don't feel like bringing my purse, I'm bringing my wallet. With a chain, safety first, ladies. Then my husband comes up with a cute little nickname for me. He'd be like, come here, my little trucker. Tell me to back my rig up. I'm like, boop, 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 boop. I'll get ready to take that stuff off, because I know what my husband wants. And he's like, no, 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 leave that. Wait a minute, is my husband gay? Guys, I need to go make a phone call. My name is Ree Ledbetter. Thank you.